I am Benita Turner. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan riots. I was there when they brought the tanks down Woodward to go to Belle Isle when Martin Luther King died. I thought about going into nursing. Well, I didn't really think about it. My dad thought about it for me. It's about nursing. I wanted to be a computer analyst. I liked taking stuff apart. I wanted to build computers and take stuff apart and do things. And it would entail I had a 4-year degree scholarship to go to California to pursue that. But my mom had bone cancer, and they didn't want me to leave. So I stayed here, which turned out to be a good idea because when I turned 21, she had passed. I liked working with children, so I wanted to go, if I was going to do nursing, I wanted to gear to where I worked with children. I felt like I had been doing nursing all my life because my mom got sick with cancer when I was 10, so I had been taking care of her till I was 21. And for some reason I just didn't want elderly, so I wanted to work at Children's Hospital. That was my goal, and work with the kids. So that's why I moved my goal to, if I'm gonna be a nurse, I'm gonna be a pediatric nurse and work with children. I loved it. I mean, I floated on all the different floors. I worked the burn unit, I've worked surgery, I've worked emergency, med surge. I learned a lot about children, and a lot of people ask, how can you work with kids? But what I learned with kids, they just want you to be honest with you, and they were fine. And it didn't bother me. And I think that's probably because maybe I didn't have kids yet, but a lot of it gave me understanding because I could not understand when I worked on the burn units how kids would cry for the people that burned them. It's rough. So many times I wanted to, I would just look at the parents and be like, oh, if I could just jump on them. But it was just hard for me because I would bandage them up and they'd be crying and their mom or their dad would come in and their face would just light up to like, my savior's here, they're here. And I just didn't, it was hard for me to really understand that depth. But as I got older and in nursing and I wind up having kids, I learned that if that's all you know, that's all you know. That's love to them. And I wanted a big house because I'm the only child and I don't have any cousins or relatives, so I wanted a big house. I wanted a house full of kids. So he was my buddy. It was just me and him for 6 years. And then I met my ex-husband now, but my husband at the time, and had 2 more. So in a way, I have my 6 children. 3 of mine that I gave birth to and 3 of my grandchildren. So I do have 6.